Kiambu has Moses Kuria. Kiambu has Kimani Wamatangi. Kiambu has
William Kavugo.
Kiambu has Mudhoni Wagashomba. Kiambu has people. I mean, Kiambu is not a home for orphans. Kiambu has heavyweights. Kiambu has serious Kikuyu with serious money. Kiambu has serious church leaders. Kiambu has its leaders, my friend. It cannot really... I doubt that the Kiambu people can listen to Kimani Ichung'wah. And I'm saying the only time Gachagua's grip on the mountain will have some sort of challenges if Uhuru decides to drive in the opposite direction. For example, if Gachagua decides to run, or Gachagua decides to support Kalonzo, and Uhuru decides to support Matiang'i, that will cause division in the mountain. Yeah.
Tired of the same old shopping experience? Step into a smarter way to shop with Whiteson Group, Kenya's go-to online store for quality you can trust. From gadgets and homeware to everyday essentials, we deliver convenience right to your door. Fast shopping, secure payments, and top-notch customer care, all in one place. Visit whitesongroup.com today. Whiteson Group, simple, reliable, delivered.
A very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candid Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi. I'm glad that you're here with us. I'm here with the Professor Herman Manyora. Prof, how are you?
Wonderful.
Let us look at what is taking place in the mountain. Of course, there is a lot to do with the division. As these people are saying, we've seen a lot of factions moving therein. But then a statement was made the other day by Kimani Ichung'wah, the leader of the majority in the National Assembly and the Member of Parliament for Kikuyu, talking of Kiambu being on its own and saying that the only mountains that they are close to, maybe to talk of Ngong or any other mountain, but not Mount Kenya. And of course, these are not start well with a number of leaders, including Moses Kuria, who's come forth and said, no, look, this is a very dangerous trend that is actually trying to bring in something that we have actually forgotten about, bringing in the so-called Kiambu Mafia in there. Do you think that the statements of Kimani Ichung'wah actually amount to division within the mountain?
It's an attempt, but it does not amount to division because it cannot work. It's just an attempt to divide the mountain. Like they started with East versus West, it didn't work.
Yes.
If East and West didn't work, how can Kiambu and the rest work?
Okay. What is the relevance of the so-called Kiambu Mafia? What is the history behind it that
those are
now brings on board
that
here?
that are outdated.
Because I understand that these guys were very influential during the Kanu regime, especially when Kenyatta
During the
took over.
Kenyatta time,
Yes.
after the death of Mboya and even later after JM Karaoke, there was this thinking about to guard the leadership and to make sure it remains within the home, not just within the wider house of Mombi, but within Kiambu. And because they used to say it should not cross River Shania. So basically to say Kiambu should rule the house of Mombi forever and the larger Mount Kenya. And there was oath taking to that effect. But those are things that are long overtaken by them. And then there were people who were powerful around Mzee Kenyatta. All of them were people from Kiambu. And, so those are things that have been overtaken by events. You cannot wish them now. They can't happen. Yeah. Kibaki became president. The president had gone beyond River Shania. So the house of Mombi and the Mount Kenya region and people are one. Ichung'wah does not have what it takes to divide Mount Kenya.
So
I doubt.
So you don't think that his statement is worth any attention?
It's not even worth listening to.
Moses Kuria says that is a very dangerous narrative.
Yeah, it's a dangerous narrative, but luckily enough for this country and for the Mount Kenya and for the Kikuyu, it won't go anywhere.
Okay. I saw somebody post on...
The person peddling it does not have the weight to carry such a load.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how comes we are looking at Kimani Ichung'wah now? Is he seeming like the only voice now in the side of Kiambu, if we look at it that way, who is actually now driving the agenda of President William Ruto in this particular region?
He could be a Ruto point man, but he's not a strong politician. In Kiambu, there are people in Kiambu. Kiambu has Moses Kuria. Kiambu has Kimani Wamatangi. Kiambu has
William Kavugo.
Kiambu has Mudhoni Wagashomba. Kiambu has people. I mean, Kiambu is not a home for orphans. Kiambu has heavyweights. Kiambu has serious Kikuyu with serious money. Kiambu has serious church leaders. Kiambu has its leaders, my friend. It cannot really... I doubt that the Kiambu people can listen to Kimani Ichung'wah. No.
There was a debate going
on such a serious matter. I doubt. I just doubt.
There was actually a debate going on X after the section of members of the mountain region, so to say, paid a courtesy call to the president at the house on the hill. And people were saying, there's certain people who are actually thinking that they thought that the mountain had left the president. But then after seeing that magnitude of people go there, then they're convinced that there could be some sort of a ray of hope. What do you make of that?
Yeah, there could be a ray of hope.
Is it an indication?
But
that
listening to some of the people who had gone there again, that is doubtful.
Okay.
Getting people. Anybody can get people.
Okay. So we are looking at the former President Uhuru Kenyatta here at still calling the shots. Of course, we have the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua with his DCP party. And then there is Moses Kuria. All these people here from the mountain are trying to drive the agenda home. And when you talk about Moses Kuria, first of all, I wonder, was it actually a right decision for him to leave government and, of course, resign from the role that he was given by President William Ruto for you? If you look at it politically and tactically.
It depends on why he left government. I haven't talked to him. We talk, but I haven't talked to him about why he left government. So I don't know.
But you see...
He could leave government to be free to do Ruto's work without hindrances. He could leave government to be able to join Gachagua. He could leave government to join Uhuru. I don't know for now.
But so far, based on his pronouncements, are you seeing him trying to do maybe a Ruto bidding? We've not seen him doing that in the recent past, ever since.
Whatever I've heard from Ruto, from Kuria, Moses Kuria, hasn't been enough to give me an idea of what is happening. Yeah.
But you're saying that he could have left as well so that he can be free to do Ruto's bidding.
Yeah.
But he could as well. What freedom does he actually need to do
when you are
bidding?
free from government, there are things you can't do when you are in government.
What then do you mean?
Because there are things you can do. You are just free. Government ties you. Yeah. Government ties you. But I'm saying I've not followed him enough to know which of these three options. And the fourth option, you can just leave to rest.
So the three options here are either work with Gachagua, work with Uhuru Kenyatta, or work with William Ruto.
Yes.
But
or
then
even just rest.
As we even just rest.
Yeah.
But then can we therefore rule out working with Ruto, because they could as well do that while still working for the government?
No, I'm saying it is possible you can leave government now to do Ruto's work. Go on the ground and listen to people. You are free. Yeah. Pretend even to hate him. Man, this is politics. You can even pretend to hate him.
Okay.
And get first-hand information. You can pretend you are with other people, you don't like him, but then you are on the ground. The fact of resigning gives what you are saying credence. Yeah. Your newfound thinking and approach to the politics of the country. If you tell people, mambo ya Ruto mimi nimechoka naye, when you have resigned, they listen to you and there you can learn a lot. So I am not ruling out him working with Ruto and for Ruto. Yeah.
So that's possible.
What I'm ruling out from the start of your discussion is Kimani Ichung'wah having the weight to divide Mount Kenya. That is ruled out. That's a conversation we can have if Uhuru Kenyatta decides to work with Ruto. That is a conversation you can have. Okay. And not to divide the mountain into two, but rather to divide the votes of the mountain. Yeah.
So with the Kimani Ichung'wah still, in as much as you're saying here that he does not have what it takes to divide the mountain, but of course he is pulling on the other side, and then we have Rigathi Gachagua here at the center as well. Do you think that perhaps the grip of Rigathi Gachagua on the mountain is under any sort of threat at this point?
So far, no. So far, Gachagua's grip is still intact. Yeah, so far. And I'm saying the only time Gachagua's grip on the mountain will have some sort of challenges if Uhuru decides to drive in the opposite direction. For example, if Gachagua decides to run, or Gachagua decides to support Kalonzo, and Uhuru decides to support Matiang'i, that will cause division in the mountain. Yeah.
So that's when things will be complicated. Then
That will work in the interest of Ruto. Yeah.
okay. Let's cross over to the eastern side, where, of course, we have the current Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, of course, professor therein. We are actually wondering whether he's also done enough to ensure that this particular region is intact behind President William Ruto. Has he served his purpose for which he was brought on board?
I don't think, if it was intended that he will block Gachagua from going away with the mountain or keeping Ruto off the mountain, I think it was a bad gamble. It hasn't paid off.
Okay.
It hasn't worked. Yeah.
Finally, do you
for reasons that are very clear here.
So when you look at the kind of voting pattern of this particular region and how they've been voting ever since for the years that you've known them, do you think that this time round we might actually see some sort of a difference in the vote basket and the direction to which they will actually maybe vote it?
If nothing changes much, the Mount Kenya people will vote in large number. The turnout will be much better than it was for Ruto. And secondly, they are likely to vote in one basket. Yeah, because of the levels of anger around the mountain. They could vote in large numbers, huge turnout, and in one direction. Yeah.
Yes. And
unless something drastic happens. And one of the things I've told you, if Uhuru and Gachagua pull in in different directions, that could even create apathy of some level to affect even the turnout. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the silent ones like Ndindi Nyoro? We've seen him silent for
They
quite
cannot
some time.
influence. They cannot influence the voting of Mount Kenya. Only Gachagua and Uhuru can influence the voting of Mount Kenya.
Okay.
So far, Gachagua is way ahead of even Uhuru Kenyatta. Yeah.
But of course, we've not seen Uhuru Kenyatta playing support for President
But
William.
it will depend. It will depend on other dynamics. Like at the point when now the opposition must make the decision who they are supporting. That could have a bearing on how things work out and around the mountain. If he decides to run, what will people think? So far, they don't think he should. But 2027 is far. Maybe that will change. But if it didn't change and he decides to run, that can open the mountain to attack. Or if people think he should choose Kalonzo, if he doesn't choose Kalonzo. Matiang'i himself had a good name on the mountain. So, or if he chooses somebody else, say Wamalwa, what will the mountain people think? So it is the dynamics will. But for now, he's the king of the mountain. Yes.
We're seeing several attempts to have the votes of the mountain region actually divided in the next general election so that they do not overwhelmingly go to one particular individual.
Yes.
But then we are also looking at President William, of course, for the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, who's been heavily associated with Fred Matiang'i, and of course Rigathi Gachagua recently said here that he's actually said that he's the best option if you look at the members who are there in the lower position. Do you actually think that he can actually go ahead to run in the next general election? And if he does that, and of course what you were just saying here, that Uhuru Kenyatta decides to stick with Fred Matiang'i, that would kind of bring about some sort of division, and that would actually work for
It would depend.
President William Ruto.
It would depend on the step of things then. If Gachagua, he has done so many things, from the person everybody wrote off to what he is today, shaking the mountain and shaking the country. If he manages to create the image of a presidential candidate, and the mountain, one, believes he can be a good president. Two, abandon the thinking that they shouldn't produce a candidate this time. If they abandon that, they say, we want this thing, let's take it. and the time is ripe, and we have what it takes to take it, and that person to take it for us is Gachagua, he will get all of them. Even Uhuru bringing Matiang'i will not matter.
Okay.
Matiang'i will get nothing from there. Yeah. It depends on the dynamics of that time. Yeah. But the task for Gachagua now, between now and then, is to convince the people he can be president. He's their leader, he's their king. But they have not seen him as the presidential candidate, as a president. That is the remaining task for him. If he manages that, and he convinces the people that we trusted other people and we have paid for it, the only assurance we have is if we have it ourselves. Game shot. They will allow him to run and they will give him the votes. Whether he wins or not will be another story. Yeah.
You're saying he shouldn't worry about Kimani Ichung'wah?
No. There are people to worry about. It's only Uhuru Kenyatta. Gachagua can only think about Uhuru Kenyatta. There is so far no other politician. No. None whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Weigh in and tell us whether you think that the recent statements by, of course, the leader of majority in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, are anything to go by, or do they actually have any weight behind them? Can he succeed in dividing the mountainside that the Kiambu side votes on its own and the rest of the mountain also votes the other way? Allow me to stop for now till we have this conversation again. Have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.